Taylor here with Agri drones. I'm going to show you guys how you can make an automated flight mission for a levee, fence row, anything that you want to spray just one pass, maybe two passes, but you don't want to spray the entire field. Just want to be right on that line and you want to do it autonomously. A couple different ways to do this. You can just use Google Maps, mark it out that way, or you can actually take the J100. You can fly over the area that you want to spray right on top of that line, right on top of the levee. Then you can make that application line based on that flight path. So I'm gonna switch back over to my screen here on my map. See, I already did this once, and I've got my manual flight path over top of my levee. But I'll show you again just so you can see it marking out that flight path. We'll go down a bit further for this one. Okay, camera's pulled up, fresh battery in the drone, tank's empty, so I get more flight time, which is really good if you're spraying like a long levee. That way you can mark out the entire thing flying down manually and back. Okay, we're in our manual switch here. I'll get my screen recording on so you guys see what I'm seeing. All right, take off. Now I'm flying manually here. This is where it pays to practice manually. This is always what we recommend first. Whenever you get a drone, any drone that flies autonomously like these drones do, you still need to be a good pilot. You still want to practice flying manually. Using your camera, using your radar, using all your peripherals. So right here what I'm watching is I'm watching my camera stay on top of this levee. I'm watching my height. I'm at 15 feet now. Now I've got my vertical obstacle avoidance set. That way if it does get too low, down to 10 feet, then I can still, or it won't run into the ground. It'll avoid the ground by itself even though I'm flying manually, but I still want to watch that height there. And we can go all the way up to 32 feet per second flying manually. This is how you mark out these levees really quick. By staying high like this, I'm maintaining signal at all points in time because the drone can see the remote, and vice versa. All right, we're gonna cut over here to this side. And head down to the other side. I can see these levee, this side has already actually been sprayed. We've got some weeds dying off over here. And we're not spraying today. We're just doing water application just to show you guys how this works. You can also see on our radar on the bottom, we actually have our home point. That's that little white H floating by on the left side of the drone. So there we see we're pretty close to our home point. And in the newest firmware, there's actually return to home in manual mode. But again, I just like flying manually whenever I get the chance. Some practice is always good. We'll bring it down manually. That's my vertical obstacle avoidance is turned on. That's why it's landing so slow right now. Okay, so we'll come back over here to where we just flew at. You can see on my screen now, I've got what I flew there first, but I've also got all the way down where I flew whenever you guys are watching that. So I have my lines here right on top of my levees. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna come here to fields. You see I've already got a field marked out right there. So that's the first thing you have to do is make a boundary. So your boundary doesn't have to be just where the levee's at, but it has to encompass the entire levee or the where you want to spray at essentially. But it doesn't matter how wide it is, as long as it encompasses that entire area. You can make a boundary real quick just by, we'll tap off of that real quick, just by coming in a new field, give it a name, confirm. Flat's usually good, especially for this levee kind of work. And then now you can make it with a hand draw, and you just tap around just like that. Super simple. Especially if you've got flight paths like we have right here, you just mark right around those flight paths. I've already got them, so I don't need them. I'm just gonna hit back and just hit exit. All right, there's our field that we mapped out. We're gonna come down here to hand draw now. And you can make a new route. I've already got a route made for Levee. I just haven't marked it out yet. And so make sure you got hand draw selected. No turns is fine. And just drop that first point wherever you want to start spraying at, which is right there. And drop that second point anytime the drone turns. In this case, it's just a straight shot Levee. Right there. Then mark it across to where you want to go next. And then back down the other side. Super simple. We can edit these points, we can drag them around if we want to, but in this case, this is exactly where we want to be. Now, the only thing we have to do is turn off this line right here. Just tap that line. We don't want to spray right there, going across from one side to the next. We'll switch that to spray off. Puts another dotted line. Just hit save. And we back out. And we select that field and hit operate. Then if we go to our route, it shows us hand draw route. Levee is what we have. We can do multiple routes if we want. We have our start point, we have our end point. And you can see here, it's not going to spray right there. We'll load it up, I'll show you guys how to do that. We're using the Roadrunner today. Roadrunner is perfect for jobs like this. Fits in the back of the pickup, has everything you need, 50-foot hose reel that stays pressurized all the time. And it recirculates your chemical. There you go. Turn the valve and we've got pressure, we're filling it up. Just water going in here today. Now the nice thing about mapping out these flight passes, this Levee kind of work ahead of time for just doing a single pass down and back, is the drone will control itself, meaning your battery efficiency by it doing its autonomous work is much better than you flying manually. When you fly manually, you're never going to be perfect. You're always going to have to stop and adjust. And so by marking out ahead of time, your battery use efficiency when you have product in the tank is much better, and that's always the most critical time to have good battery efficiency. All right, we'll get over here on this side. So now it's just like any other mission. We're going to come in here to template. Now you can obviously change your droplet sizes here on the screen. In this case, we're going to do 2 GPA, if we're doing like a roundup application or something on here. You can go higher if you want. Of course, follow labels, whatever you're spraying, make sure you put the right volume on. We're going to put a bit bigger droplet size on. You typically want to run a bit bigger droplet size when you're doing herbicide, 300 to 500 microns. We're going to fly a little lower, so we'll go down to, we'll do 9 feet. And we're going to fly a bit slower, so we'll do 20 feet per second. And change our corner flow rate to 1. We're going to enable follow in and out. Entry height to, we'll go 25 feet. That way make sure we get up and over the Levee. It will terrain follow, but it's always good to fly a little bit higher than you have to, as long as you got open skies. Come into our route spacing. Now this is gonna, of course, we're just doing one line here, so it's not going to shift over this much, but it's going to put on as much product as your route spacing is set to. So 25 feet, what we'll do. We don't need a safety point, although we can use one if we need to. All right, everything else is good. New operation is going to load everything into the drone. Switch over to autonomous mode. We hit takeoff. And now it's going to check the system, make sure that our pumps are good, make sure our spray system's good. Last check here, make sure our obstacle avoidance is all turned on, check our speed, check our height, check all of that. Now we're good to take off. This is all autonomous from here on out. Now I took off with 84% battery. My tank's not full, so that's good, that's fine for this case. Now, if you're doing this, it's always good to start with a fresh battery, at least 90% or above. That's always the safest option. Always good to check your battery settings, check your spray settings, check everything before you take off. Because once you're in the air, you have other things to worry about. Check your settings before you take off, which I did that before you guys saw here. Now, it's showing us on the screen everywhere it's gonna fly. It's painting as it flies. You can see it stays right on, my camera's in the bottom left corner there. It's staying right on top of that levee, just like we did last time. We have our empty tank icon, which is really nice for doing levee work, especially because if you're doing manual application, you don't know where your tank's gonna run out at. Well, if you've got this flight path actually set in here, then it knows where it should run empty at. You know where it's gonna go, where it's gonna stop, where it's gonna come home. And so having that pre-programmed in here, where you can just focus on watching the drone, watching your settings down here in the bottom, that just makes your life a whole lot easier. All right, now watch our flow as it slows down here. It's gonna slow our flow down. There you go, our flow just cut off. We're at 0 flow now. It's gonna go across this, this ditch right here, the other side. Kind of terrain follow down in there and back up. J100 has awesome terrain following using LiDAR on the bottom and in front of the drone to have really accurate terrain following. We can follow slopes at 45 feet per second pretty good. This is easy. And levee work or any manual application work, connection is always kind of the anxiety, especially as you get really far out and you're flying manually and your camera starts kind of going in and out. If you're a mile away and you kind of, drop back behind the other levee, the camera starts going in and out, then you don't know where you're spraying. If you're spraying herbicide, that could be a bad thing. Don't have to worry about it now. It's going to return to home automatically as soon as it hits that end point there. You can see it dropped that empty tank point at the very last point. That's not actually, of course, where it's going to run, where it ran out at. That's just where the last point is, so it just tells us that that's the finish point, that's the empty tank point, that's the end point. And here it comes back autonomously. Always good to have eyes on the drone, hands on the remote whenever a drone comes back, even if it comes back autonomously. Because you can take over manual control at any point in time. Swipe right to land. So I can stop it right now, switch to manual, and now I just pause the operation. I can bring it down manually. I can move a bit closer to my trailer if I need, and bring it down. There we go. That's levee spraying made easy. And the great thing about this, you only have to map it once. Once you map this one time, this has to be sprayed once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year. We just come back here, hit the operation, hit takeoff, sit back, watch the drone do the work, move down to the next one. And you can also segment. So instead of flying, this is like a 4-mile levee here. Instead of flying all the way down 4 miles, all the way back, we have enough product in the tank to do half mile down, half mile back, and we can make that pre-programmed in here with our flight paths. So we can start right here, fly half mile down, half mile back, load the drone up, back up, run down another half mile, send it down the next half mile, and just keep bunny hopping the rest of the way. Makes this kind of work super easy. Works the same way for spraying terrace channels, spraying fence rows. We even use this if we're doing, sometimes we're doing pollination work. We're actually blowing, basically that prop wash through the canopy of a crop that needs to, have a little help, spreading pollen around. And we set our application lines right on top of those rows. We turn our spray system off, and it just flies right on top of those rows. There's a ton of applications for this. Orchards, we have guys love this in orchards. Because the terrain following on the J100 is so good, whenever you have that in that orchard mode, it's going to keep that height above the top of that crop, above the top of that canopy on your orchards, right on top of each of those orchard rows. Okay, I think that's it, guys. If you have questions, reach out, let us know. Thanks.